Hello and welcome to the Decibel Boost Podcast, the official music podcast of the website Surreal Resolution. I'm your host, Robert, and I am so glad I'm not JonTron right now. And with me, I have...
More likes than Roman Reigns in Texas, Alex.
And...
I am the Blue Dunner, I'm Mark.
I got called away to dinner as that was airing, so I missed half that episode of Steven Universe.
Yeah,
I'm sure you'll catch it again, somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I got it on demand, so I'm pretty sure I can just... Yeah. Or shit, it's streaming on Hulu, ain't it? Like Steven Universe?
Yeah, it is, but I think it's the older episodes rather than the new ones.
Yeah.
Right.
Not like they can put it on their channel with, 17 hours of Teen Titans Go a day.
Yeah.
And don't forget, 12 hours of Gumball.
Oh.
I'll take Gumball over Teen Titans Go.
Technically, I will as well, but come on. You have other shows, Cartoon Network. You could be, rerunning, I don't know, regular show.
And where the hell's Ed, Edd n Eddy on Boomerang?
Yeah,
come on.
At least they aired Steven Universe Marathon a day ago, which... Oh, look, there are some besides Teen Titans Go, which... That's good. We should do that more often.
Indeed they should. Also, Cartoon Network, please give us our complete series regular show Blu-ray, please.
With all the special features.
Or else bad things will happen. So, anyway, how have you guys been since last time?
Well, got the window taken care of in my car. The payment's going to come later because it's kind of stationary. It doesn't go up or down. It's just all the way up and it won't go down.
Ah.
Which makes going to the drive-thru so much fun.
Oh. Shit.
But, speaking of drive-thru, I think we can all agree that the naked chicken chalupa is the greatest thing ever conceived by man, right?
Oh my god.
It was good.
I eat it and I think, I shouldn't be enjoying what I'm putting in my mouth, but I am.
Oh, I'm going to use that clip later.
Oh my... Oh, that's just nasty, man.
I'm going to save that clip and use it out of context wherever I go.
And thus a new meme began.
Of course you are.
But,
I bet you're probably... Let me guess, are you going to edit it into, I don't know, podcasts or something?
Possibly.
I guess you're going to send it over to, Tyler and John. By the way, John, I have so many bones to pick with you over that snide comment you made about me and Devil May Cry. I heard
Well, I wasn't planning on giving it to those guys, but now I am.
John, it's not my fault that you have shit taste in games and actually think the first 4 Devil May Cries are decent. Fucking badly designed, sluggishly controlling piece of shit.
Well, and to wrap up my little spiel for how I've been, I got my taxes done. Woohoo! I'm gonna get some money back.
Woo!
$700!
Damn!
Okay,
that's enough money for,
yeah.
I don't know, a 3DO back when it was first new.
Yeah,
but, I don't want to play Plumbers Don't Wear Ties.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
I'm very sure.
Ah, poor thing. Anyway, what about you, Mark?
Well, not much. I need to get my taxes done. I think we'll do one tomorrow. And shit, that's it. Just either work and writing. That's all. That's what I do.
Yeah, same here. I mean, things have kind of maybe slowed down a bit at work, but they're kind of about to pick up at then because where I work, they offer this volunteer income tax assistance thing. So I'm probably gonna be busy taking appointments for the foreseeable time period that's going on. Right up until tax day.
Oh, all right.
But I do have one story to share.
And that...
I'm sure you all know this was coming.
Oh, yeah.
So, as I bragged about last week, I went to a concert. And what is that concert, you may be asking? Well, obviously, it was Run the Jewels. Live from the Fillmore, not Madison Square Garden. So, yeah, I, got there, friggin' Miami Beach traffic forced me to find a friggin' parking garage thing that cost me friggin' $20 almost. I probably should have showed up an hour later than when I did. Went there, grabbed me some McDonald's, got in line, went inside the venue, and I had the general admission, so I was right up there at the stage, like right in front of there. And, you know, just the stage setup had like this gigantic, you know, it had the inflated like pistol and fist logo, kind of like, you know, how it looked on RTJ1.
Ooh.
And, you know, I was just waiting around, and then first the crowd got warmed up by, you know, frequent collaborator Nick Hook, you know, the guy who helped like produce the entirety of RTJ1.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he and his DJ mixes and, you know, playing songs to get the crowd, you know, going. Even at one point working in that Zach De La Rocha solo track, Digging for Windows. And then out comes the first musical act, who we actually talked about last week during the new music segment, Cuz Lightyear. Yeah, and he, you know, he's one of those... Okay, as far as the general lineup of the tour... Cuz seemed like the equivalent of when you go out with your friends and your mom makes you drag along your bratty-ass kid brother.
Oh, damn.
Oh.
Just to let you, just to give you an idea, I counted at least 5 times when he shouted out Metro Boomin.
Wait, he did?
Yes, he like spouted out the Metro Boomin DJ tags, both of them.
Okay. Okay.
So, you know, that's basically what we're getting into here.
So basically, he gets out Metro Boomin with some more nigga, or basically, if your mother don't trust you, gonna shoot.
Both.
Damn, like, and
so,
all that pop.
But
damn,
anyway,
okay.
that was... Yeah, so that happened, and then, thankfully, as soon as he got off stage, out came our queen Gangsta Boo. And she was definitely better. Much more entertaining to watch. And, you know, she was recording the crowd the whole time on her smartphones for her, I guess, Instagram or whatever. And then...
Like the kids do.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I came out in one of those videos, but I'll have to double check. And then out comes another DJ, the Gas Lamp Killer, who kind of looks like Alan Moore as a California, like, surfer dude. And, you know, his mixes were, like, all... like out there and really weird, and he was getting super energetic. Just to give you an example of like the set he had, okay, he worked in like stuff from Death Grips. He had like weird 8-bit remixes of songs from guys like T.I. and Chameleonaire, not to mention throwing in some of the overworld music from the original 8-bit Legend of Zelda, and even at one point a trap remix of Postmortem by Slayer.
Wicked.
And, of course, a brief excerpt of Battery by Metallica. Like, I think it was, like, the first minute or two.
Even more wicked.
And then, of course, he comes off, and then we're all just waiting there, patiently. Waiting. And then, finally, the lights dim, and out come Killer Mike and LP to the tune of Queen's We Are the Champions.
Oh,
Okay.
And then they opened off their set, of course, with, you know, 3 cuts from RTJ3. They started off with Talk to Me, then right into Legend Has It, and then Call Tickerton. Then Blockbuster Night Part 1, Oh My Darling Don't Cry, and then their DJ Shadow collaboration, Nobody Speak.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then, of course, they did their parts of Boomaye. Obviously, there was no Danny Brown there. Could you imagine if there was? It would have been so much fun. Of course, Stay Gold, Don't Get Captured, Panther Like a Panther, Everybody Stay Calm. Then, of course, they did Love Again. They had to, because they had Gangsta Boo with them. Which was, you know, of course, fun to watch. Also because Gangsta Boo has, you know... Fuck, I forgot what I was going to say. She got booty is what I'm saying here. Sorry, my brain fried because, you know... Space Dandy would approve. And then, of course, Light Sheet Steel, Early. And then the only song that they played from, like, RTJ1 was, of course, Run the Jewels, the title track. Then, the last 2 tracks of the set, or at least so we thought, were A Report to the Shareholders and Down. You know, kind of interesting that they close off the set with, like, the moodier songs of RTJ3. And then they go off stage. Mm-hmm. And then everyone's chanting, because we know they're going to come back out. We just know they are. And then, of course, they came out for their encore, which is 2 songs. Of course, the 2 that are conspicuously missing, Kill Your Masters and Close Your Eyes and Count to Fuck. Although, sadly, there was no Zach De La Rocha, so things felt a little off. Yeah, it's kind of the double-sided edge I noticed of, like, performing these songs live. Like, okay, you can't do an RTJ set without them, but they feel empty without Zach, and I know he can't just be following them around all the time.
Just play the audio as a sample. There you go.
Yeah, but it's not the same, man.
I get it, but you don't want to just cut off the song without those parts, right?
Fair enough.
And I'm guessing the hologram will be too tacky.
You never know.
Here's a Jetty Brown hologram doing "Hey Boomer Hey."
But yeah, the show, like, Mike and Elle were just, like, really into it. They were, having funny backs and forths with the crowd and everything. Like, every time, like, someone at the front was, like, trying to record video, Mike would always, like, rap into their, like, smartphone cameras, although he never did to mine. Why, Mike? Why?
About a lot of people.
Hey, at least you got your picture taken, and it was put on their official account.
Yeah.
So now everybody can look and go, who's this fat motherfucker right here?
Oh, yeah, I gotta put a link to that in the description of this, but there was I forget what the photographer's name was. I want to say Carly Evans Photography. I'll have to correct myself when I that, but when they posted a picture to their official Twitter, I saw it, I was like, holy shit, I can see myself in this. And I looked like such a derp.
Yeah.
Okay, they'll be like, who's that hairy guy in the middle? Or is he in the front? Or is he in the left? I can't tell.
But yeah, that was a really fun night, and if you ever get a chance to see Run the Jewels live, you should. They are so much fun. And so that covers that entire story. So I suppose we have nowhere else to go but diving into the usual nonsense with the songs and the news and all that. And so for this, we're actually going to throw it over to Mark to get us started with the new music here.
All right, then. You remember the group The Internet? For those, yeah. You remember Our Future? Well, yeah. That's that.
Yes.
That back when the Internet was this R&B group, and now their front woman Sid, formerly Sid the Kid, released her single, one single Body, from a new album Finn, which is due out this week, February the 3rd.
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah, Friday. And I took a look at the trailer. It's like, all right, this is some like this very moody central R&B type of song, and and the way the lyrics like the way it sounds like the lyrics were like it does have that sort of sexy feel, but in a more weird way, which I kind of do get from listening to past Sid songs with her. Like, I listened to some stuff in there, and I thought, they're an okay man. I like them. I like his performer, and man, she's not bad at all. I am interested in this, like, this weird moody R&B, that this vibe that I got from it is like, all right, I do see a lot of appeal in this, and we'll say, but the song's kind of alright. I'm actually feeling the song a bit. And like I said, I'm down with some weird shit.
Yes, clearly he is. Although, sadly, I did not get a chance to listen to the song before this, so I cannot comment. Sorry, Mark, we're leaving you hanging here. Sort of. I mean, maybe you'll have something to say with this next song on the here. Y'all know Jamiroquai, right? That guy who did that one song for the 90s that was really popular, and I guess he still had a career afterwards?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Not ringing a bell.
Really? You don't remember Virtual Insanity? That, like, shows up on, like, every other friggin', like, VH1 countdown related to the 90s, I think.
Well, I wouldn't know since they don't air any music videos on VH1 anymore. Or any countdowns. Or anything worth watching, really.
Yeah. VH1
Curse you, Viacom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Jamiroquai's got a new album due out at the end of March called Automaton, and he first in 7 years, in fact, and he's released the title track of it, and, it's Jamiroquai. It's got a lot of funk to it, and it's very also disco-like at the same time. the verses, the sort of synth melody is very glitched out and clearly dissonant. Not to mention there's a lot of mechanical clicking, whirring gears and stuff. Like they actually got a robot in the studio when they were recording this. The chorus, obviously, it's, more danceable with that ever so classic disco drum groove. And then I can't really make heads or tails of the lyrics. I assume it's supposed to be romantic in a weird science fiction kind of way. But I don't know, man. It's Jamiroquai. As someone who's only vaguely familiar with some of his material, it's alright. It's catchy at least. I can certainly groove to it.
I think I listened to this one time. I think maybe I ain't got much to say about it since I didn't get that much before into it, but I think it sounds alright from what I heard.
Yes, may Jamiroquai hopefully pull out something good with this album. Or at the very least, he'll give us more ridiculous hats. Just, what is it with that guy in hats?
I don't know, because he likes hats a lot.
Anyway, moving on to this next track. It's been fucking 12 damn years since the last Missy Elliott album, hadn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. I know. But,
she's never really gone away.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, she has to make some appearances on some albums, and she has at least some singles. And unfortunately, including being a part of that crappy Ghostbusters song. For that, the one Fall Out Boy. That song's not good.
Well, then again, to be fair, neither was the original Ghostbusters theme. That's right, I said it. Fight me, internet. But yeah, it's kind of weird how she's always been guesting on songs, and she's even been releasing singles herself, but she still hasn't released a full album in 12 years. Shit, I'm pretty sure that's the same amount of time that Tool's gone without an album. But
one day.
Yeah, but she dropped a new single in the past week called I'm Better with some guy whose name I'm blanking on at the moment. Who cares? He's just the guy that does the chorus. Now, I've sort of had a certain soft spot for Missy Elliott. I can't say she's been the biggest, thing to me, but I can kind of respect her, for having, a legit sense of game and, producing, cool songs and stuff. But this song is just, okay, it's one of those, really whisper, hush kind of, trap / hip-hop pop songs. That one, the Whisper song, that one fucking Yin Yang Twins song, that.
Yeah.
And, it's... I don't know, it just feels like it's a song that's so low-key, it might as well not even be here. I mean, hell, the beat in the chorus sounds like it's just a pitch-shifted metronome. It literally sounds like the human music from that one episode of Rick and Morty.
Yeah. For me, I've been into Missy Elliott since I used to watch her videos all the time back in the younger days. Wow, this the way she does music is it's very unique. It's very unique and so weird. This, however, feels it sounds like a trap video game song. It's like you're playing Pac-Man and you hear this do. Okay.
He's not even making that up. That's literally it.
It sounds like a playing Pong. It's do. Okay. Do. I don't know. The song. I mean, it's man to me. I really wasn't feeling that much to it. I mean, she made better stuff. Before, but I don't know what to say. I can skip it. I wouldn't, go ahead for a second listen. I just said, man, I can go on without this.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, normally, if you ever want to hear, beats this cheap and empty sounding, you'd have to, go listen to End produced by Mike Will Made It. Shrem Life 2. Actually, even Shrem Life 2 had a more fuller sounding production than the song. It's just sad.
Yeah, it's sad when DJ Mustard makes better beats than this.
Oh, damn, son. Roasted. Yeah, at least DJ Mustard can put 7 notes in his beats. But let's move on from that to maybe something that'll get Alex talking because it's metal.
Yay!
Now, I've had this band sort of on my radar a bit. I've been meaning to get around to them for a while, because I know they're this big up-and-coming thing in the current metal scene. The band Pallbearer is due to release what I believe is their third album, March 24th, titled Heartless. And they've released the first single of it, Thorns. And, it's, from what I can gather, this is one of those, like, really melancholic, doomy, progressive metal kind of things. Like, the first thing that sprang to my mind is the band Intronaut, a band that I'm much more familiar with, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because I do love me some Intronaut. And, this song is pretty cool here. Like, the guitars and drums are really, like, heavy, suffocating, and doomy. The vocals, I probably could have stand them to be more pronounced in the mix, but they do have a certain, melancholic atmosphere to them with, like the heavy reverb and everything and how it just echoes out. And, I kind of like the way the song ends as well, like that really moody outro with that dark ambient guitar kind of thing going on.
Right. Everything about it just feels very somber and foreboding, which is kind of fitting considering the, state of the world right now.
He's only been president for like 8 fucking days already.
And this shit keeps getting worse.
And just, yeah. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We're gonna need a lot more of this kind of music to get through, aren't we?
Yeah, I suppose so. Though, we do got a couple months, so you can prepare yourself for that, if we're all still alive by then.
Yeah, fuck.
God fucking willing.
Yeah, so, Pallbearer, Thorns, good stuff. We'll have to check out more Intronaut. Why the fuck did I say Intronaut? Pallbearer, damn it. I'm getting tongue-tied today.
Focus, Rob, focus.
Sorry. Okay, focus. Okay, moving on from that. Back into some hip-hop shit. Lupe Fiasco. I thought he said he was taking a break from music. After people called him out for his really sketchy song lyric about Jews. But I guess Lupe Fiasco quitting the game means about as much as a Death Grips hiatus or a Miyazaki retirement.
Or that one guy who goes on Twitter hiatuses other day for like 6 hours.
You know who you are.
And we're watching you.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so apparently despite that, Fiasco's got a new album coming out February 10th titled Droga Lights, which I guess means something. And he's dropped another single from it titled Tranquillo. And for this song, he's recruited the help of Rick Ross and Big K.R.I.T, both of who are names that I'm unfamiliar with. Well, okay, I know Rick Ross, but, not all of his music. I try to avoid Rick Ross as best I can. Big K.R.I.T I have no clue about. This song, as the name implies, it's all about Lupe trying to find a sense of tranquility and calmness in his own life. It's one of those really cheesy, inspirational, soulful kind of hip-hop songs. Shit, the beat itself is this kind of, like, new age trap gospel kind of thing. And, Rick Ross and Big K.R.I.T sort of follow on the theme as well, though even though they sort of try, I can't really say their lyrics really add much to the overall idea. Especially Rick Ross, because it feels like he's stuck too much in that, hey, yo, I fuck lots of bitches and I got drugs and stuff. I'm cool. Please believe that I'm cool. Yeah, and, this is... Okay, I'll admit, I checked out Lupe Fiasco's entire discography a few months back, and I just can't really get into the guy. He seemed like a guy who sort of... I don't know, there's just something about him that doesn't click with me the way I know it's supposed to. Because, lyrical, miracle, spiritual, and all that.
Yeah, somebody who, I like Lupe's first 2 albums, and I sort of fell off after Lasers and the other one, Food and Liquor 2. I know I heard Pistol and Youth was alright, I heard good things about that, but listening to the song, I felt like this feels like a Rick Ross song than a Lupe Fiasco song, to be honest. The way the production is, I feel like this song is something that Ross would have did, and it's fine and all, but I don't know if I want to go back to Lupe Fiasco considering I like his past stuff, but I don't know if I feel like going back to him. I heard Big K.R.I.T heard like good things about Big K.R.I.T, like for some people, but yeah, like maybe I should maybe like yeah, it's more of a me. It's 50-50 with me, to be honest.
Yeah, it feels like Sunday school, except with bars. But yeah, I suppose for Lupe Fiasco diehards out there, you have that to look forward to. But let's veer away from the Fiasco into a zone. What kind of zone?
Danger zone!
Danger, of course. Because we have a song on here which features Kenny Loggins, and it comes to us courtesy of bass player extraordinaire Thundercat, who announced his upcoming album Drunk out February 24th. And he's released the first single called Show You the Way. And as you mentioned, it's got Kenny Loggins, as well as fellow, 80s singer person guy, Michael McDonald. And it's kind of one of those, cool, smooth, cool jazz sort of things. Like, the kind of thing that would be considered really romantic in, the 80s. All trippy.
Yeah, it works.
It definitely works.
It's baby-making music, plain and simple.
Well, yeah, this track, I got this on repeat almost every single day ever since this came out. I really like this track. Basically, from beginning to end, I like how it's your boy Thundercat. He started doing his vocals, and then you get the Michael McDonald with his, Michael McDonald isms and all that shit. Like, I love the way the song sounds. It does sound like something you take your other to, in the bedroom, and
Bow chicka bow wow.
yeah.
Just throw this on with some no worries, and there's gonna be a baby coming out of there soon.
All on the fucking train.
So yeah, I assume we can all agree it's a pretty cool, chill out kind of song. Now, if only I could find some weed.
And all the reason,
I bet the song would sound even better on weed.
And all the reason to be looking more for Thundercat's new album coming out. I don't have to end of February.
Yeah, I assume we're all here looking forward to that.
Yep.
And speaking of things we're looking forward to, the last song on this list, probably the biggest song of the week. Gentlemen, we have the return of one of the biggest acts in current day metal. I am, of course, speaking of Atlantean metal titans, Mastodon.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they've been dropping a series of humorous teases and hints of new music across the past week, and thanks to one very helpful leak from the Australian iTunes store, and, the confirmation on Friday, we have learned that their upcoming 7th full-length album is coming out on March 31st, titled Emperor of Sand. And, of course, we have the first official single from that album, Sultan's Curse. If you're wondering about that title, apparently the whole album has, this theme of, death and stuff like that. And the lyrics of the song kind of give you that impression. Some guy who, presumably cursed by aforementioned Sultan, is just kind of left to die alone in this, kind of hazy, sunny desert. And you kind of get that with some of the, more melodic segments. Like, the chorus kind of has, that sunny, hazy vibe to it, like you would expect with any kind of, really melodic Mastodon tune. And, of course, the, that and the verse and just the overall beat, it's one of those, it's like the Mastodon 6/8 groove. That kind of song, the main song I was kind of thinking of when listening to this was Black Tongue, the opening track from The Hunter. Because, every Mastodon album's got, that kind of song on it at some point.
Right. When I was listening to this, I felt more of a Divinations kind of vibe, especially in the later part of the song. It had that same kind of attack and groove to it.
Yeah, especially with, sort of the clean vocals and what. I'm guessing it's Bran Daler who's doing the vocals. Because I know any of the Mastodon songs that have the really melodic vocals, it's usually, the drummer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bran Daler.
And, of course, his drumming is, I basically worship the ground that guy drums on. And just hearing him being able to lay it down on the kit again is just fantastic. And this song, it's a huge step up from the underwhelming disappointment that was once more around the song. To me, this song is kind of the transition point between Crack the Sky and The Hunter, like how you get from one to the other.
Mm-hmm.
And just especially with like those really like monstrous vocals from, I'm guessing it's Troy Sanders. I admit I have a hard time picking out which vocalist does which half the time.
Yeah. If it's like the really southern drawl kind of voice, it's not Troy, it's the other guitar player. What's his
Brett
name?
Hines?
God. Brett Hines, yeah. Brett Hines.
Right. So Brett, Troy does really heavy ones, and then Brand's the, melodic guy. And, this song, grooves and, rips pretty hard. Especially with like those, like I said, that chorus is just like, top tier beauty, man.
Mm-hmm.
So naturally, Alex and I are, of course, I assume both of us are thoroughly on board for Emperor of Sand.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm going to be there day one to get it, and I'm hoping it's a return to form. Especially because apparently the producer on this album is Brendan O'Brien, who, of course, they only worked with previously on that ever-so classic of Opus's Crack the Sky.
That's why that's how I got the Divinations connection. It's the same production style as well. Just figured that out.
Indeed. So, that'll round out the new songs for this week. When we return from our break, we will get into the news, of course. And we are back. Unfortunately, our first handful of news articles are extremely downer ones. That's just kind of the mood things have been in because of everything. First up, we have...
Thompson are here again. They're never here.
Yeah, first up, we have a musical death. Unfortunately. In this case, it was reported on January 24th that Butch Truck, best known as the founding drummer of the classic rock group the Allman Brothers Band, was reported dead. And to make things even worse, apparently it was a suicide. And to make things doubly worse, he apparently killed himself in front of his wife.
What the fuck?
Oh.
Yeah, just extremely tragic. And of course this happened in West Palm Beach. So, Florida.
Damn.
Suicide by gunshots. And, I just thought of this when reading on the story and the timing of it. This came just about 3 years after Juario did the same thing.
Right.
That's kind of tough to swallow.
I miss you, Wario.
A lot of us do.
But, we here at the podcast send our condolences to Trucks' family and loved ones. Obviously, this is a very tragic thing. So now we move on from tragic to a mixture of tragic and just plain infuriating. Now, I go to a lot of metal shows, and I'll admit, I don't mosh much. Part of the reason is because I'm not really built for it. Like, yeah, I'm kind of I'm a fat guy, but I'm not, really swole or huge. Like, I'm 210 pounds, and I'm only, 5'3", so I'm not really physically built for moshing. The other big reason is because of the other people in the pit. You have the inconsiderate assholes who don't want to help out and pick people up when they fall to the ground. You have the karate douchebags. And then there's this asshole. Alright, so there was a show for the band Code Orange that took place January 21st in Salt Lake City. One of the concert goers, a woman named Emily Jane Hoffman, has been in music headlines because during the show, she received a rather critical injury from a fellow mosher. Now, just to clue you in into how much of an asshole this guy is, the person who attacked her was wearing steel-toed boots.
What the fuck?
And yes, they
Oh.
hit as
God
hard
damn it.
as you probably imagine they were, as she suffered internal bleeding in her brain and it completely dislocated her jaw.
Oh, fuck.
Yes. This...
Yeah,
Jesus.
Look. Just...
damn.
If you're the asshole who did this and you're listening to this, you are the worst kind of person, and I hope someone kicks you in the face. Gives you the Richard Spencer treatment.
Yeah. That's exactly why I don't be part of the mosh pit either. A lot of people don't follow the unspoken rule. If somebody's down, you pick them up
Shit,
and you keep
even
them safe.
Run the Jewels
You
understood
dumbasses.
Don't wear fucking steel-toed boots at a damn concert. Or at least don't step on a motherfucker. At least
God.
if you're doing that mosh pit, don't step on a motherfucker. Or watch what you're stepping on.
that. Shit like this just makes shows not fun to go to. And that's completely antithetical to the point of going to a concert, which is to escape the bullshit of the world and have some fucking fun. Now, obviously for the aftermath, she's somewhat recovering. Obviously, the injuries are still fresh, and, she has increasing, medical bills, and she's, thankfully, a GoFundMe campaign has been set up for her, which has, of course, been shared around by the band Code Orange, and they themselves have even commented on the matter that they have her best interest at heart, and they're looking out for you, which, good on those guys. Good guy, Code Orange. I will, of course, be including, to anyone who's listening, I will be including a link to the GoFundMe in the description. Hopefully help her out any way you can. Obviously, no one should ever have to, have this shit forced onto them,
Yeah.
Right.
And now, moving on to infuriating, although also baffling. Obviously, the music world has been having a plethora of reactions to Fuckface Von Clown Shoe's first week of the presidency, including, various musicians denouncing his presidency, possibly gearing up their inevitable protest songs, as well as musicians agreeing to match any and all donations made to the ACLU, which has been pretty helpful because of his fucking executive order banning Muslim immigrants. Asshole. Although sometimes some musicians may say or do things that aren't particularly helpful. Take, for example, Slayer. And yes, surprise, surprise, this involves metal dudes in, their 50s. So, apparently over on the Instagrams, as it were, a vocalist, Tom Mariah, shared a photoshopped image of the group, posing with Senior Fuckface, and they were just kind of snarking about the whole thing. Just kind of, oh, who cares? You're so butthurt, you fucking stuff. He's the president whether you like it or not. Including at one point making a rather tasteless joke in regards to Mike Pence's support of gay conversion therapy. What he said, and I quote, Mike Pence turning fruits into vegetables. Class act.
Oh, God.
I want to destroy my Slayer CDs right now. Fuck that.
I honestly wouldn't blame you if you did, man. Now, apparently, it's not clear how the rest... Well, it is sort of clear how the rest of the band feels, because they've been trying to distance themselves from that whole thing. It appears like only Tom Mariah might be legitimately supporting this, which, okay, even if you did, why would you put that publicly on, the Facebook page, that you're pro-Trump? Either be anti-Trump or I guess keep it to yourself and be just about the music, man. Okay, the statement that the band gave out, and I'm reading here as they issued it to Rolling Stone magazine. As was verified by Tom, this was his post, is not something the band would not have posted if asked, and does not belong on a Slayer social page. We all have our personal opinions, some of which we have voiced in the past, but Slayer has never endorsed any political party or any candidate, and the band intends to keep it that way. Although apparently Kerry King endorsed Hillary Clinton during the past summer. So,
Huh. I would not have expected that. You're still an asshole, Kerry.
Well, I mean, Tom's the one who posted the photo. Although I guess maybe, Kerry's just kind of
yeah.
has no choice but to be in it. I mean, can he really make money any other way? Who's really going to hire him to murder a guitar for an hour and a half?
I miss you, Jeff Hanneman. Why did you have to die?
Don't we all? And why did Slayer have to stop making good albums after 1990? So yeah, that Fallout's sure to be fun. Anyway, moving on from the downer news to news that's more interesting, or at least positive in a way. Now, obviously, one of the tragic deaths of 2016 was that of the almighty Prince. And that left a lot of questions up in the air about, like, what was going to happen to a lot of his music. Because, he is a man who's very protective. Case in point, there was when, I believe it was Tidal, when they first started, he put all his music streaming on there and nowhere else. I don't know if it was ever up on any streaming services before. Was it, Alex? You probably know this better than I do.
I don't recall. I think it's only been a Tidal thing.
Oh.
Okay.
But I could be wrong.
We might have to, stick a pin in this so I can, look it up afterwards. Possible correction? Who knows? But according to various sources, it's Prince's music will likely be coming to streaming services very soon. Currently, Apple Music and Amazon Music have been named.
Amazon Music.
Yeah, that thing.
That's a thing.
And there have been some cryptic teases from Spotify featuring, their logo with various purple-based color schemes, which hints that his back catalog will probably be coming there who knows when. So, that's probably going to be something to look forward to if you need yourself some Prince and streaming. Because, obviously his lawyers can be pretty, stringent and insistent on where his music does and doesn't go. Because you know how Prince's lawyers are. Shit, they're the reason we never got that PS2 JoJo's Bizarre Adventure game.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, it was a game based off Part 5. And in case you don't know, the main character, his stand, is named Golden Experience.
Mm.
And they couldn't agree on a name change at the time. Obviously, they settled on it later down the road when All-Star Battle and Eyes of Heaven came out. They renamed it to Golden Wind.
Right.
Like, 12 years later, but, better late than never. So, yeah.
We'll always have Flaccid Pancake.
God damn it, Alex. Anyway, just to wrap this up, so obviously if you're looking forward to all of that, then you'll be able to get your, streaming services with some Prince in them. Because who doesn't love that? It's like chocolate in your peanut butter. Or, sex in your peanut butter.
Speaking of peanut butter.
Yes, speaking of peanut butter, our next story involves one of the greatest things in the world. Dogs! Do you like dogs? I love dogs. Dogs are great. They're so cuddly and soft, and they're such good boys. I really like dogs.
Brent.
Yes. They're good dogs. Brent. And now we know, or have a vague idea of what kind of opinions our furry canine friends have about the art form of music. A study was performed by the University of Glasgow and the Scottish SCPA, testing dogs' response to 5 different genres of music: reggae, soft rock, Motown, pop, and classical. According to the results of the study, the most positive behavioral changes came from when the dogs were played reggae and soft rock. So I assume if you ever want to have a good time with your dog, just, I guess play some Thundercat.
Or some Richard Marx, maybe?
Yes.
Well, if I play Bob Marley to a dog, they just become as fuck.
It's Buffalo Soldier.
Just don't play Redemption songs. That song is terrible.
Now, obviously, this study still has some things to work out. They only tested those 5 genres. Okay, Mark, if he had a dog, he would not know what his dog's opinion is on Danny Brown.
and now what a picture that. Let's play some Danny Brown exhibition. Here's Ain't It Funny.
Obviously, Alex, if he had a dog, I don't know if he does, Alex needs to know his dog's opinions on, like, Steven Wilson.
I'm sure if I had a dog and I just played Steven Wilson on repeat, that dog would either get really droopy-eyed or just sort of walk out of the house and wait to get hit by a car.
That's terrible. Why would you make that joke? It's okay.
Okay,
Dogs didn't hear
R.I.P.
that. If your dog is listening to this podcast, they didn't hear that. Your dog is a good boy.
I'm just saying, it's depressing as all hell. I like it, but I don't think a dog would.
Yeah, they didn't test any rap or metal or electronic. I need to know what my dog thinks of 106 Point Never. I need to know what my precious little fluffy Cocker Spaniel dog. Her name is Wanda, and she's fluffy and squishy.
I wanted to think of Daft Punk.
Yes, I assume dogs are like Daft Punk. Good dogs.
I need to know what my dogs think about baby metal.
Oh, I'm sure they would probably, be frigging... I'm pretty sure if you played baby metal for your dog, at that point, they would transform into a Sanrio character.
What would they end up doing?
I don't know. They'd probably find, they'd probably, empty their food bowl and then start wearing it. Unless you don't feed them.
What does my dog think about Utada? I need to know. Help me, science.
Maybe they'll do follow-up studies. And if you do follow-up studies, whether it be Glasgow or any other university, hit us up. Slide into our DMs. We can help you.
We got the knowledge. Sort of.
Sort of, yes. Anyway, moving on to that, we got a tour announcement over here. Well, a tour announcement and a special other announcement. The band Coheed and Cambria. They did that one song, Welcome Home, a.k.a. that song that you really sucked at doing vocals for in Rock Band. I'm sure we all remember that. That's always fun at parties, to see, people try to do, those songs, that and, Run for the Hills. Just the most pain-in-the-ass songs on vocals.
Amateurs, I say.
But yeah, there's a reason I bring that song up specifically, because they have announced the latest in their Never Ender series of tours, which is the tours in which Coheed and Cambria go out and, play full albums. And in this case, they're playing the entirety of Good Apollo, I'm Burning Star 4, Volume 1, From Fear Through the Eyes of Madness, Turbo HD Remix, Blu-ray Special Edition featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
And Knuckles.
Exactly. So, yeah, that's, another anniversary tour for that most classic of albums. But, okay, I maybe hesitate to use classic, but it's a pretty good album overall. It's, great. Mm-hmm. Who doesn't love some Coheed Ming?
Right.
It's weird, that weirdo meta as fuck, concept to the lyrics and all that. And
I still don't know what the whole story's about.
Well, there's a chance you may, because, as revealed by the website Comic Book Resources, alongside this tour announcement, Claudio Sanchez has revealed that he is working on a comic book series debuting in April, which is meant to adapt the Amory Wars saga, or at the very least for the time being, Good Apollo. The art is being done by Rags Morales, who you may have known as the artist who started on the New 52 reboot of Action Comics. But then again, who remembers the New 52 at this point?
I know friends who do, and they regret ever since.
Yeah, come on, DC Comics. You gotta make, summer and get your shit together. You just get all your shit in a backpack, so it's all together, then take it to the shit museum. But yeah, obviously that, I've seen Coheed and Cambria live once before. It was when they were touring with Between the Buried and Me in Russian Circles, and it was a pretty fun tour. They can be a pretty fun band live, even if Claudio's vocals are kind of a little bit offish at times. Although, to be fair, they kind of sound that way on record, too, so it's accurate. Mm-hmm. And, I assume for any and all comic book nerds out there, they'll probably be buying this. I mean, shit, I'm buying it. I mean, I'm the guy who bought the comic book tie-ins for Stone Sour's The House of Golden Bones. And honestly, those comics were way better than the albums, to be honest. That's just me, though.
Okay, then.
Yeah. Speaking of announcements for shows and stuff, we have a festival announcement from my neck of the woods. The 2017 edition of the Rolling Loud Hip Hop Festival taking place from March 5th to the 7th in Bayfront Park. The lineup announcement, of course, at the very top of the bill is none other than a Kendrick Lamar. And then immediately undercutting that announcement is Future and Lil Wayne right beneath that name. Seriously, that's like the setup to a bad punchline. And you know what this actually reminds me of? This reminds me of when Noisy did their top 100 albums of 2015, and their number 1 was To Pimp a Butterfly, and number 2 was Future's Dirty Sprite 2. What is it with people thinking that Future is almost as good as Kendrick? They're not even in the same league. Like, okay, Kendrick Lamar is a Gordon Ramsay beef Wellington, and Future is a Hungry Man TV dinner.
And I'm guessing it's one that got the corn and the brownie and all that shit.
Oh God! Definitely. Ugh. And yeah, of course, Lil Wayne. Bleh. And then as far as the other announcements, there's A$AP Rocky, Travis Scott, Young Thug, Mac Miller. Well, Tyler the Creator. I've seen him live once before. He can be pretty fun when he's doing his thing. Of course, Post Malone. Well, I have no fucking clue who that guy is.
Yeah,
I know he did a video with fucking Ethan from H3H3, but other than that...
Yeah, don't bother.
Lil Uzi Vert and Migos, so you can obviously expect a live rendition of Bad Bougie. Yeah, where everyone's... I assume at least one of them is probably going to be eating fried chicken and ramen noodles. Seriously, who comes up with these concepts for these videos?
Okay.
And you all motherfuckers think Toonami music videos are weird.
This kid is also doing like 21 Savage. Kodak Black, aka that motherfucker that looked like a black Rick Sanchez. Joy Bada. Yeah. The motherfucker look weird. Then there's Joy Bad.
Oh, don't forget Lil Yachty.
Oh yeah, him. And of course there's Joy Badass. Alright. That's Bronson. Yeah. Flatbush Zombies. Which I swear I thought Flatbush Zombies sounded like a rock band, but they're a rap group. I didn't know that at first.
I didn't know that either, to be honest. I thought the same thing as you. There's some like college radio rock thing, but
It's not alright.
Yeah. Also, Currency, Denzel Curry, Chief Keef, assuming that he manages to stay out of jail that long.
And
seriously, he gets arrested like every other month at this point.
Actually, a whole bunch of other motherfuckers whose names you may not know.
I don't know.
Mick Jenkins, alright. That's what. Okay, that's what I know. But yeah, that's.
Oh God! I just noticed. There's ears. You remember him?
Oh yeah,
the Adult Swim Singles program.
Oh yeah, the guy whose track that you actually kind of dig.
Oh, it was better than the Shrem Life Crew track. I'll give you that much. But yeah, obviously, anybody who finds a way down to Miami, Florida by that weekend, you're probably going to have something to do. Assuming you actually want to sit through like 60% crap, 40% kind of good stuff. Well, okay, 60% crap, 30% okay, 10% Kendrick. That guy's a whole nother league.
Oh, there's also Bobo Sway. The other guy associated with Trip.
Oh my God. I didn't even notice that until now. Why? It's like, who cares about these guys though? It's like, okay, you remember what I said about Cuz Lightyear? That it's like being forced to drag on your bratty kid brother when you're trying to hang out with your friends? This is like that. But anyway, heading into this last story, February, aka award season, aka, look, I'm just going to spend like 3 hours live tweeting bullshit for no reason.
The Oscars!
Yeah, Oscars, Grammys and all that. But this story concerns the Oscars, because the Oscar nominations for the 2017, Academy Awards and all that were, of course, announced on last Tuesday, I believe. And I was, of course, trying to follow intently, even though I probably shouldn't have been because I was at work. And, obviously there were some non-surprising, things like La La Land sweeping with like a record 14 nominations. A record which has only ever been previously achieved by 2 other movies, one of those being Titanic. And, God, what the hell was the other movie? Oh, Moonlight, a movie shot in my neck of the woods that I sadly still have not seen.
I need to see that. I heard good things about that.
But, yeah, in this case, for this story, we're going with the music-based nominations. Now, obviously, for the Academy Awards, there's always Best Original Score and Best Song. And first off, we're going to go with the nominees for Best Original Song. Of course, 5. There was Audition, The Fools Who Dream from La La Land, Can't Stop the Feeling by Justin Timberlake from Trolls. Just roll that around in your head. They're legally allowed to call Trolls an Academy Award nominated film.
Just like they're legally allowed to call Suicide Squad an Academy Award nominated film.
For hair and makeup.
But thankfully it's one of the pity Oscars, so who cares? We have another one from La La Land, City of Stars, which, okay, can they nominate 2 songs from the same movie? Are they allowed to do that?
Yeah, I think so.
Apparently they are.
I'm seriously curious about this movie, especially because it was from the same director of Whiplash, which was probably my favorite movie of 2014.
Well, here's what I know about it. It's a love story centering around 2 white people in 1950s Hollywood with jazz as the backdrop.
Also John Legend.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah, so basically it's the nominations are just Hollywood sucking itself off.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway, the other nominations, there's The Empty Chair by J. Ralph and Sting from Jim the James Foley Story. And, of course, the obligatory Disney nomination, How Far I'll Go, the opening musical number, I believe, from Moana. So that's the first ever Academy Award nomination for good old Lin-Manuel Miranda.
And
he might go the distance.
I mean,
and you had to go give it to La La Land because they all love that damn La La Land.
Well, you never know. They could give it to the Disney one. I mean, it's certainly safe and conventional enough. Although, I'm kind of having a hard time remembering any of the music from Moana. And I actually did see that movie.
I did, too.
I can kind of remember the Rock's musical number, but that's about it.
I remember that and that other one, Shiny, with a song by Jermaine Clement. The one.
Oh, yeah, dude from Flight of the Conchords. That was kind of funny, actually. Oh my god, the freaking ending stinger from that movie, when he's, like, lying on his back, and he's like, if I was a red crab with a Jamaican accent, I bet you would all help me right now. References.
I didn't notice anything until I was like, oh shit, I should have stayed until then.
Well, I always stay until the end of movies. Force of habit, I guess. Curse you, Marvel Studios.
I would. I sometimes do, but for them to be like, man, will you get the fuck out of here now? There's nothing for you left. Like, I didn't want to, stay there too long. So yeah.
Right. I feel you. Okay, and of course we have the Oscar nominees for Best Original Score. Perhaps most notable, the score for the biographic film Jackie, which was composed by none other than Michael Levy of Mikachu and the Ship's fame.
Oh yeah, that must have been the song that I liked on those singles that last year.
Quick update, we still have no clue who Kevin is.
Who is this Kevin?
But yeah, her second, feature film score following the work she did on Under the Skin. That movie where, like, Scarlett Johansson's an alien and she, like, has sex with dudes and eats them. I actually don't know what the plot of that movie is. I haven't seen it. So...
That sounds a lot better than the actual movie.
Oh, why? Did you watch it?
No. Just the premise sounds better than what the movie actually is.
You say so, pal. So, yeah, of course, that's, one of the nominees, the score for Jackie. And let me see what the other ones here are. Also for Best Original Score, there's the work from Dustin O'Halloran and Hoshka on the movie Lion. Justin Hurwitz for La La Land, of course. Nicholas Britell for Moonlight. and Thomas Newman for Passengers. Which, I forget, is Passengers the really good alien invasion movie? Or was it that really creepy Chris Pratt, Jennifer Lawrence, and they're like in an abusive relationship in space or something kind of movie?
It's the latter.
Oh.
I think you're thinking of Arrival.
Oh, that was the one. Yeah, I forget. I kind of forgot which one was which for the moment. I don't do well with single-word movie titles, unless it's as clear as something like Zootopia or Moana. By the way, can you all believe that they snubbed Makoto Shinkai in the Best Animated Film category?
I knew it was about to happen.
Yeah. Both with... Yeah.
I knew it was going to get nominated in the first place. I knew for the fact that they're not going to pick this one. They're not going to pick it. It's not going to happen.
Great job with the campaign there, Funimation.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of the thing with, like... just to be clear, do any of y'all actually know, like, what the process is for eligibility for the Oscars?
Yeah, it has to be in, like a theater in Los Angeles during some period of time. I think it's in December or January.
Yeah.
To grant it eligibility for it.
It has to run for at least 1 week in at least one theater in Los Angeles before midnight of the year in question. Which, this really is the reason why so many of the Oscar-nominated films are movies you've basically never heard of until they were nominated for Oscars.
Yeah.
So I guess Funimation didn't have, like, a screening set up in Los Angeles, as far as I know.
They did, and then they just sort of took it back. And it's not coming to theaters here in the States until April.
So I guess we have to wait until the 2018 Oscars to get a nod to good old Shinkai.
If we're lucky. Oh, and by the way, in Australia, this movie is getting IMAX screenings.
Damn.
Wow.
Here in the States, the fucking SAO movie is in 300 more theaters than Your Name.
Well...
Why do you do this to us, people?
Because crap makes money. Blame everyone with shit taste.
Yeah, clearly.
Plus, I assume Bryce needs the paycheck.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
By the way, I know this is going on a tangent, but we're already on a tangent. What the fuck kind of accent is he supposed to be doing as Caesar?
He's supposed to be Italian, but it goes between Italian and French, and... Ugh. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And I hate it because Caesar is awesome.
Well, at the very least, it's still fun to see him and Joseph go at it.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
By the way,
hang on.
For context, we're talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure on Toonami. For those who are a little confused.
Fucking bubbles.
Yes, fucking bubbles.
But yeah, trying to get back on track here. So that's the information we have on, like, Oscar nominees and, of course, the music related ones. So obviously when that show comes by to pass, we'll probably be reporting on who wins that shit. Who knows? Maybe we can convince Tyler to do, like, some kind of Surreal Resolution Academy Award recap spectacular thing.
Maybe.
I'll bribe him with the naked chicken chalupas. Very nice.
Everyone goes, well, like, fuck it again, Lolly again. Why can't you do so much? Okay, fuck it.
All right. So that covers all the news for this week. And of course, as always, we like to wrap up with the new album releases for February 3rd, 2017. Starting off, of course, there's the newest album from Big Sean titled I Decided. You know Big Sean, the guy who wrote a song about ass.
And he don't fuck with you.
No, you're saying it wrong.
You might need to be a little more specific.
You stupid ass bitch! I ain't checking with you.
Sorry, Alex, you were saying?
You might need to be a little more specific with that.
Yeah, a song about ass, that narrows it down. So, okay, as previously mentioned, the newest album from Sid, titled Finn. The third release from progressive metal act Soen, titled Lakeia. The newest album from punk rock act The Menzingers, titled After the Party. And last but not least, the newest album from crossover thrash group Iron Reagan titled Crossover Ministry. And that'll about do it for this week's episode of the podcast. Now is the part where we clean house and get the fuck out of here because, we got a place to do, we got a place to go, people to see, things to do, and all that. So, Alex, where can they find you on the internet?
Obligatory username plug, Aura of AZURE, where only half of what I talk about is politics free.
Ha! Okay then. Now, Mark, where can they find you?
As usual on Twitter at Mac2Hypermedia, where I tweet about a bunch of different shit. Also, live tweeting Steven Universe when it comes on, which, yeah. Also, find me on my site, the Hybrid One, at thehybrid1.wordpress.com. Hopefully, I should get a review. Well, definitely, I do get a review out right now about Psychic School Wars. Spoilers, I'm frustrated about that movie, to be honest.
Wait, did you say Psychic Wars or Psychic School Wars?
Psychic School Wars.
Oh, sorry, I got it confused for a minute with something else.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that one ever.
Yeah, that's what we call that.
Don't remind me. I actually sat through Psychic Wars back when the anime club at my college did a bad anime night.
Damn.
And you know what else we watched that night? Garzy's Wing.
Oh,
good.
I swear to God, like...
Hey,
Oh, and MD Geist. Swear to God, this is literally just an anime abandoned marathon.
All you needed was a little bit of Angel Cop.
some Mad Bull.
Now, we did have either of those, although also we had Mars of Destruction and Musashi Gendo.
Oh, damn.
Good times. Anyway, as for me, you can find me on Twitter at Rob Barracuda, on Instagram at Rob Barracuda, and YouTube by the channel name Rob Barracuda, which is where you're likely listening to this podcast. New episodes come out like every Friday or so, roughly. And if you want to be immediately notified when new episodes of the podcast, be sure to click subscribe and click on the bell tab that you see down there. And of course, this is the official music podcast of Surreal Resolution, which you can follow on Twitter at Surreal Rezo and visit at www.surrealresolution.com, as well as finding the podcast on its own subdomain, decibelboost.surrealresolution.com. Of course, you can go there, listen to the archives of our past episodes, as well as listen to our gaming podcast, The Training Stage, in which Tyler, Joey, and John give you all the goings-on about everything going on in the video game industry, as well as ranting about Serial, and giving me shit because I don't think the shitty Devil May Cry games are good.
The showdown's coming, folks. It's coming.
Yeah, you can expect to hear me give some shit to John the next time I get on that podcast. Yeah, I'll tell you what. And of course, listen to that podcast and visit the site where you can catch all our written content relating to music, movies, anime, and video games. Currently, we have ongoing weekly write-ups of Blue Exorcist Kyoto Saga by our boy Alex.
Yes, and you can read my write-up for last week's episode right now.
And of course...
Hint, it has a lot of boobs in it.
I assume so. And of course, you can... our boy Cedric Alpha is doing weekly write-ups for Konosuba Season 2, which I swear to God really sounds like a brand of microwave noodles. So...
You're thinking of yakisoba, not konosuba.
What's the difference?
The difference is, one doesn't have a blue girl getting, slimed.
Blech. And of course, while you're on the site, be sure to dive into the Discord chat, where you can talk with us to your heart's content about our various geek interests, or just shitpost memes all day. I don't know, I'm not your mom, just do whatever the hell you want. Try to use the chat to be the next shitpost bot 5000. Because who doesn't love that? And of course, as always, shout out to the producer Mr. E for graciously letting me use his music for this podcast. Links to his shit down in the description. And that'll about do it for this week. So, until next time, Reese's Puffs is the best cereal ever made.
Truth!
Brownies.